Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Blobfish. Now today I want to talk about what equipment I use in 2020. Now I know 2020 is ending in like 2 weeks and 5 days, but I still got time. So without further ado, let's get into it. Number one is obviously my camera. Now if you don't know what camera I use, you're probably living under a rock. I use the Sony Ch7. I have the basic kit lens on it. It's a 14 to 45, very basic, just, I don't care about lenses. Now next up is my audio. I am personally not really a lav guy, but if I were to use a lav, I would be using the Audio Technica something. It's a great lav mic. It's really good. The current microphone that I'm using right now on my camera is the Rode Video Mic Go. This is a great budget microphone. Buy it if you have like 70 bucks to spare. It's a perfect microphone for making YouTube videos. Now in the future I am going to get a boom pole mic because that's just going to make the audio better. And you know what they say, good audio keeps the filmmaker away. Next up is my tripod. Now I use the Canon 100 TBH. This is a great tripod. It is meant for photography, but it's not like I'm doing any crazy camera movements. I got it from a local camera store, which is Henry's. It's a great tripod. It's made out of a carbon fiber, I think. It's super light, but it's super sturdy. I've dropped it on concrete and stuff, and it's 100 times better than Amazon Basics tripods. Okay, next up, let's talk about my lighting. For my lighting, I use the Godox SO60W. This light's a beast. I made a review on it. I've talked about my light, I think, in every single one of my videos. This is a perfect light for filmmaking. It's an aperture 120D killer. The output is amazing on this light. I recommend it a bunch. I also have a newer softbox on it. The newer softbox surprisingly only cost me 50 bucks. It was a pain in the butt to assemble, but it's great. It's a great option. Okay, so that's really all of my filmmaking gear. I don't need much. I just have my camera, tripod, mic, and light. And now let's move on to the more of the juicy stuff, which is of course my editing setup. Okay, so right off the bat, let's just talk about what computer I use. Now I use the Acer Nitro 5. This is meant for gaming. It is a gaming computer, but usually gaming computers have perfect specs for editing. For all of the computer nerds out there like me, it has a Core i5 9th Gen CPU, a GeForce GTX GPU, 18 gigs of RAM, which is phenomenal for editing. It has a 4K display, 60 Hz. Fine. Colors are also pretty good, and it has a lot of cool ports and stuff, so it's a great computer for editing. And it only cost me, I think, 800 bucks. I got it used for 800. Okay, and now next up is my monitor. I use an HP monitor. I don't know the exact brand name. I got it from my dad. Surprisingly, it shows in 4K. It has very nice colors. It's just a great monitor. It's very useful to have a big surface when you're editing, because it's just gonna make life easier. Okay, so that does it for like my computer and monitor. Now let's talk about some of the smaller things that I need for editing. Let's start off with my keyboard. I have a Logitech K400 Plus. It's basically like a keyboard and a mouse combined together. This isn't the best option, but I still really like it. I like the aesthetic of it. It is a mechanical keyboard, so it's a bit louder than a normal keyboard, but it's just a great keyboard. I love it for editing. Once again, for editing, you got it. Once again, for editing, you need a good keyboard because there's a lot of shortcuts and stuff like that, and it's just gonna be super useful to have a nice keyboard. Now, next thing, my computer is very dumb, so it of course doesn't have an SD card reader, so I had to spend more money on an SD card reader. Now the one that I use is the Invista, or Invista, whatever the brand name is. It's a normal SD card reader. It reads micro SD, it reads just normal SD, and it reads like the big bulky cinema camera SD cards. So it's a cool SD card reader. It cost me 15 bucks Canadian. It's quite expensive for an SD card reader, but it works just fine. Next up, I want to talk about my audio setup. Now, if I'm just at my kind of studio place thingy, I use my Bose speaker. It's an older speaker. It's right from 2005. I got very fortunate because my mom gave it away to me. I just love the sound that comes out of the speaker. It's just amazing. Mwah. Now, if I am on a go and I'm like at my grandparents' house and I'm editing, I will be using the Sony Ch700. These headphones are amazing, especially the deal I found on them. I found it on eBay for 50 bucks. Usually these headphones retail for $300, so that's a steal. I use them. They have noise cancellation, they're wireless. You could also plug them into your computer if you want, but the battery life is like 10 hours, which is insane. So they're perfect headphones and I love them. And that's gonna do it for today's video, y'all. Hopefully you enjoyed it, hopefully you found it useful. I had a lot of fun making this video. I'm not gonna do the usual like subscribe to my channel or watch my latest video. We don't need that stuff. I know you're gonna do it, so just do it. And I'll see you in the next episode where I turn into a blobfish. Bye.